Hello, everyone. This is Tyson with the Miami Association of Realtors, bringing you the latest commercial RPR class. Before we jump into RPR, just wanted to show you on the main website, miamirealtors.com, that we have a section dedicated to commercial. I'm going to go ahead and give it a click. What this does is it's a one-stop shop that includes every resource you can think of that is specific to commercial. The very first section here is commercial MLS. What that does is if you're a commercial member, it shows you how to access the commercial MLS system. Also, if you have a listing and then you publish it online, it will be featured on the South Florida Commercial Property Search, or it will be searchable within that platform. We also have the member-to-member marketing if you're a commercial member. This service will allow you to promote a commercial property as well as build your commercial network with other agents and brokers. It's a fantastic service. Moving down on the page, on the right side, we have all of the upcoming commercial classes, including the commercial marketplace that's held on the first Thursday of each month. It'll include the time and the location of our commercial marketplace. We also have a commercial marketplace in Broward on the second Thursday of each month. We also have some additional courses that you might be interested in, such as the understanding zoning and how it works in real estate. So pretty much any class that's revolving around commercial will be located in this section. We have on the left commercial membership. For example, if you're a residential member, this is a great click if you want to see all of the many different things that you get with being a commercial member. I do want to make sure I mention at the time of this recording in May 2023, within our current billing period that ends in June, you could add commercial membership at no additional cost. And then after that, you would be billed yearly $75 as an additional cost for commercial membership. Moving down the page, we also have this section here, commercial product and services. This allows you to see all of the product and services that include commercial data. Moving down the page, we also have the section commercial news and blog posts. So any up-to-date commercial information, you'll see that posted here. Moving down, we also have information regarding how to attain the commercial certificate. We also have information for the commercial marketplace that I mentioned earlier. The commercial marketplace is on the first Thursday of each month in Miami, and in Broward, it's the second Thursday of each month. We also have information for events and resources on the left, and pretty much all the stuff we just covered, we have them available down here in the form of links, and you would just give it a click. All right, now we're going to go ahead and get started with commercial RPR. In order to gain access to the gateway, you'll go up here where it says log in with Miami Gateway, or if you're on the home page, you would just simply scroll here where it says the Miami Gateway, give it a click, and then sign in. Once you're at your dashboard, before we jump into RPR commercial, I do want to make sure I mention if you've never registered an account in RPR, you'll first need your NRDS ID. You can get your NRDS ID by clicking the My Miami dashboard button. This will take you straight into the back end of the system where you can update your information by clicking update your profile. This allows you to update your email address, your telephone number, and your billing information as well. Just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. What we're here for is this, the NERDS ID. You'll need to make sure to record that, and then you'll use it in order to register an account in RPR. All right, so let me go ahead and show you where RPR is located in the gateway. It's this icon here. You'll give it a click. Right now, it's going to sign me in automatically, even though I had myself signed out before. Let me make sure I sign out so that you can see the login process. If you've never registered an account, you'll go here where it says create a new account. Here you can enter your last name and email address, or you can simply click here where it says NAR member ID, and you'll put the NRDS ID that I gave you earlier, and then you'll click lookup in order for it to find your account. All right, perfect. All right, once you register and sign in, it's going to take you to the main dashboard for RPR. Before we get started creating reports or searches, we first want to set up our customization and branding. How you do that is you go all the way over here in the top right corner where you see the down arrow. You'll give it a click, then you'll go to profile. From here, you'll be able to upload your agent photo, upload your office logo, if applicable, in this section. You can also update your email address on the right and change your password in this section. Once done, just make sure to hit save. Over here on the left, we have the contact information section. This should load by default. However, if your last name may be changed and it didn't sync, you do have the ability to go here and change it. Down here, you have your title. You can input your title, such as if you're realtor, realtor associate. You can put that information here. You also will find your office name information located right here in the center of the page. You also have the ability to update your time zone if you're traveling frequently. You can also input your work phone number or your office phone number or mobile phone number. You would just click this open space. And if you have an assistant, you can also include their information there as well. You can input your email address, also your website URL as well, which will be available on reports. Moving down, we have the section MLS or CIE information. This allows you to input multiple IDs if you belong to different associations down here in this section. For example, if you're a dual member of the Miami Association and Beaches Association, you can actually add both associations in this section. Moving down, you also have the ability to list all of your license numbers. For example, if you're an agent that has a license in California, you can input your California license information here. If you're a Florida agent, which clearly you are if you're a member of the association, you would input your Florida license number and information in this section. We also have this section for assistants as well, where you can create an assistant access. In order to generate an assistant account, you'll go here where you see create new assistant user and follow the steps. Also to mention that you can have up to 3 assistants in the RPR system. Moving down, you also have the ability to subscribe and receive email updates regarding RPR and news regarding RPR. You also have access to seeing the terms of use and privacy policy regarding RPR. Just make sure that if you made any changes to the above sections that you go here where you see the blue button and click save. All right, next what we're going to go ahead and do is check out the setting. Right, in this section you have the ability to update what you consider to be a new listing. So once you start doing searches either in the map or in the grid in RPR, you'll see this orange new button. By default, it's set to show this orange button for listings that were recently added to the system within the past 7 days. So updating this really comes down to how often you're in RPR. For example, if you're in the service once a day, you may want to consider updating the option to 1 to 3 days. If you're in the system maybe once a week, I would suggest to leave it at the default of 7 days. So just to repeat, if you toggle this to 3 days, it's going to show new listings that just hit the system within the past 3 days, and it's going to show you this orange tag right next to the listing once we start doing searches. So again, it just comes down to how often you're in RPR. Okay, moving on, we now have this section, My Markets. You can add all of the markets that you serve, and you can actually see a snapshot of the activity going in that market. I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a moment. You do have the ability to add neighborhoods, cities, states, or zip codes. These below down here, I already added those. You do have the ability to remove them if they no longer serve a purpose. What I'm going to go ahead and do is show you how to add a couple of neighborhoods. For example, we could add Little Havana as an option. Once you type it, it'll show up in the drop-down menu. All you have to do is give it a click, and it'll add it. Another one you could add is Brickell as well. You see it right there, Brickell in Miami, Florida. Give it a click. And then from there, once you're done, you go over here where you see save, give it a click. And then from there, what you can do is click on go to home page. All right, perfect. This should look familiar. This is the same place we got to when we first accessed RPR. This is also known as the main hub, the main dashboard. Once you sign into RPR, it houses all of your markets located here in the bottom left corner. I'm going to break that down in just a moment, but first what I want to make sure I do is go over each section at the very top. So whenever you want to get back to the home page, you'll just click this button, or you can click your logo here in the top left corner as well. We also have the section for research. You do have the ability to run a property search. You can also run a map search. You can also look up residential market trends, neighborhood searches, school searches, residential market activity searches. For this class, we're going to go over commercial site selection and also the commercial map insights as well, and how to do research. We also have this tab here where you see marketing. You do have the ability to prospect for residential clients, also for commercial clients, and you can create a residential property flyer and also a commercial property report as well, which we're going to show you in just a moment. Also, we have the RPR marketing tips. It's a quick video that allows you to see the best ways to market pretty much anything that you generate within RPR. We also have the next section, reports, as well. You'll see this report bell. I currently have it off, but if you do turn it on, it's going to make a loud bell noise. Make sure to have your volume set low because it can startle you. It's done that to me in the past. Moving down, you do have an option to quickly create a CMA, and then we have the section here, residential reports. It includes all of the residential reports that you can run. We discuss how to run most of these, including the property report, also the market activity report in our residential RPR class. We're going to discuss the commercial reports, property report located here, the trade area report, and also the trade and area analysis in just a moment. Also, want to make sure I cover the Learn section as well. Whenever you're on a page, for example, you have a property pulled up, you can click this Learn button. What it'll do is show you all of the learning resources that are applicable based on whatever you're doing within RPR. It is a very intuitive button. It'll help you understand pretty much everything going on that page. Moving on, we also have the Help section. You can search for articles there, how to perform searches, and also look over the resources that they have available in this section. They also have a support, which is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can personally attest that they're very prompt. I've called them and I've gotten someone on the phone within 30 seconds. Their number is right here. It's the 877-977-7576. They're extremely helpful and informative. You also have the ability to reach out to their live chat as well. And then you have access to their training area as well, which is packed with a lot of great resources. Moving down, you can also email RPR by emailing support@narrpr.com. You can report any bugs, or maybe you can ask for help using their email. And then we have the last section here, which is My Work. So pretty much anything you create within RPR, you'll see that located here. For example, if you want to look at your markets, just only the markets section, you can give that a click. If you want to look over your listings, you can click My Listings. If you've saved any properties, which I'm going to show you in just a minute how to do, you can see any and all saved properties by giving that button a click. Moving down, you also have My Recent Properties as well. And then any report that you've generated with an RPR, you'll see that right here under My Reports. Any notes that you've saved to a property, you'll also have access to seeing those notes there. Then you have My Saved Searches as well. If you've ever created a search, which I'm going to show you how to do, and you save it, you'll have access to all your saved searches there. Then you have My Recent Searches as well, which is maintained, if I remember, it should be within the past 30 days. Any recent searches will be available there. And then this right here is a quick video which breaks down this whole section. Intro to the My Work tab right here. Moving on, we also have this section located on the right where you see residential commercial. It's a toggle, so if you switch it to commercial, you're going to be able to see all of the market data specific to commercial properties based on your markets that we added. You can also search for commercial properties, both off market and on market, using either the address, the place, the APN tax ID, also known as the parcel ID, or the folio number. You can search based on that. And then you have listing IDs, which is the listings IDs in matrix, for example, that start with the letter A, F, and R. You can search based on those listing numbers as well. On the left, you have type status. You have the ability to search for sale properties, for lease. You can even go through a public record search as well. If you do a listing search, either for sale or for lease, you have the ability to look up active listings, active under contract listings, pending listings, and listings that may have been placed on hold. Maybe they're off the market, as an example. Over here on the right, this is also if you're doing a listing search for closed properties. You also have the ability to search for public records that were recently sold. What this allows you to do is to also find properties that were not listed by an agent by clicking this button and seeing properties that were sold and were made available through the county record. You also have the ability to search for withdrawn listings, canceled listings, and expired listings using the type of status section. Moving on, we also have the section property type, or you can search for the below under commercial. You can search for standard commercial properties, healthcare, hotel, motel, industrial, multifamily, land, office, restaurant and bar, retail, shopping center, and special purpose. By default, it is set to show all, but you have the ability to remove all of them and then make individual choices, such as if you're looking for industrial properties or office spaces, you can just select industrial and office space. You also have the ability to search by price, such as the total price, the minimum price, and maximum price range, lot price per square feet, building price per square footage, lot price per acre as well. And then for rentals, you have the ability to search by lease price, by either monthly or yearly. You can enter your minimum to maximum, and you can search by total price, lot price per square feet, leasable price per square feet, and lot per acre as well. And then you have the ability to search based on building square footage. You can enter a minimum and maximum. For leasable square footage, you can use a minimum and maximum as well. And then you have the lot section as well. So you have you can search by lot size based on square feet. An acre should be roughly around just under 54,000. And then you can, of course, search by acres as well using this search filter. Also, want to make sure I mention there are some additional filters that you can add by clicking more filters. We're going to scroll down and show you those sections now. You have the ability to search based on current distress status. For example, you can search for pre-foreclosures, foreclosures, foreclosed properties as well. They give you a quick meaning of each section. For example, pre-foreclosure, it's going to be a short sale NOD. And then you have foreclosure, not an auction. Then you have foreclosed bank-owned REO in this section. Moving down, you can even search by land use as well. It's going to be a pick list. You can search based on abandoned site, agricultural, rural, aircraft, airport and related, amusement park, apartment house, 100 plus units, apartment house, 5 or more units, apartments, generic, appliance, store, arcades, arenas. I wish there was more arcades. And then you have assembly, auditoriums, auto repair. You can search for bakery, bar, barber, hair salon, barn dominium, bed and breakfast, boarding house, boat slips, bowling alley, bulk storage, bungalow, residential. It's a long list. There's a whole bunch of different. You can even look for land lot based on campgrounds. There's a lot of different options you can look under for land use. Moving on, we also have the ability for you to search by owner name. You can search by the name of the owner or by company using these search filters. You can also search by the year that the property was built. For example, if you're looking for an office space or a warehouse or even a large condominium, and you're looking based on Class A, you want to make sure that the property is considered Class A, meaning it was constructed within the past 10 years. You can use the year built sections here. You would just put the year that you're looking for at the minimum and then the maximum year. For example, if you're looking for properties that were built between 2017 and 2019, you would just go here, 2017 to 2019 as an example. You also have the ability to search based on how long the property owner has owned the property. For example, 0 to 5 years, if they've owned the property for 5 to 10 years, 10 to 15 years, 15 to 20 years, or 20 or more as well. You also have a keyword search that are available. These are set up by default, so you have the assisted living, body shop, business opportunity, car wash, church, corner lot, daycare, freestanding, garage, gas station investment, medical, mixed use opportunity zone, retail, ROI, RV park, service station, vacant, and warehouse. One of the really cool ones, just to mention once again, is opportunity zones. That's a hot market that's going on. So if you give that a click, it'll allow you to search based on opportunity zones. Moving on. We also have the My Market section towards the very bottom. This is what we customized earlier under the Settings tab. So I have Hialeah selected. So as long as we have the toggle at the very top, let me show you, as long as we have it under Commercial, it's going to show us market activity in Hialeah for commercial properties. For example, it's showing us 4 that are for sale. You'll see them here in blue. You'll see that orange icon that I went over earlier in settings as well. So right now we're only seeing the for sale properties, but if you click for lease, it'll show you all of the commercial leases that are available. You can scroll in on your map to see more information, or you can click on the icon and then it'll give you more information, including the photo. For example, this office space is located in Hialeah. It's currently at 22 price per square feet, and it's available annually for rent. Doesn't look like there's been any price changes in Hialeah. Looks like there's a total of 6 pending listings, 2 for sale that were recently closed, and then 2 that were recently for lease that were rented out, available in this system as well. So again, this is completely customizable. You can add new market areas by clicking the plus add button, or you can edit and remove any previous markets that you have selected as well. In the next example, we're going to search for active listings that are considered industrial spaces. So how we do that is we go up to the top under type of status. We're going to look for sale properties that are active. You may have active, under contract, or pending selected. You can unselect those if you're just looking for active properties. From there, we're going to go under property type. We are going to select industrial. You can enter a price range as well. But for this one, we're just going to search based on an active listing that's considered an industrial space in Medley, Florida. So as you're typing, you'll start to see in the bottom, it's going to start looking for the nearest results based on the information you're putting into the system. So right here we have Medley, Florida, available under places. What we're going to go ahead and do is give it a click. And this will take us to the results page. Starting from the left, we have the ability to sort by clicking the down arrow. You can have the listing sort by alphabetical order, for example, from A to Z or from Z to A. You can also have them sort based on address, APN tax ID, also known as the folio number, by building square footage, or by building price per square feet, or by the date that it was entered, and also by how many days that it's been on RPR. So if you want to sort by what was recently just added, you can use that button. Moving down, you also have the ability to sort based on land use. Now, if you use land use, you're going to, of course, use property type and make multiple selections. Right, moving on, you also have the ability to sort based on listing ID, lot size, owner name. Main reason why you want to use owner name is to see if the owner has listed multiple properties. You can sort based on price, property type, recently updated, such as maybe if there was a price change, as an example, or maybe it went pending. You can sort by status, the year that the property was built, the zoning use, and the number of units. Also want to make sure to mention that you do have the ability to print any listings on the page. For example, you can make your selection by clicking the box until it turns blue. Then you would go over here to print. Now you can print the ones that you select, that you check off, or you can print all of your results as well. And then you would click print. Also, you have the ability from this page to quickly create a report. For example, you have the ability to create a property report, or a trade area report, or a trade area analysis report. We're going to jump into that in just a moment, but before we do that though, I want to continue to go over the search page. So this is what we call the grid view, where it gives you all of the listings. It gives you a quick snapshot of the photo, the first photo that's listed. Gives you the information for active status, the type of property, which in this case is an industrial property. You have your price range here, the address, the square footage, along with the price per square footage. Now, if you want to change the view, you can do so by going up here where you see the photo grid view button. You can click that, and what that'll do is give you a larger picture. And then from here, you'll still see the same exact information for the status, the type of property, the fact that it's for sale, the price amount, the square footage, along with the address. Down here, you have the information for multiple listings. What it means by multiple listings, it means that it's listed for sale and for rent. So there's multiple listings associated with that property. Moving over, you also have the ability to see your results based on a map view. Like so. For example, we have these 3 listings over here. They're the top left corner. And then we have the other properties located further southeast down here. So you do have the ability, for example, to click on one. And then what you can do is get more information, just like you do from the grid or the photo view. If you want to jump into a listing, you just simply click on it, and then you click View Full Details. And if you do want to go back, all you have to do is click back. It'll take you back to the map view. And if you would like to return to the grid view so you see everything listed one by one, you can click List View. Okay, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to do a dive into this property. It is 11417 Northwest 122nd Street, number 14 in Medley, Florida, 33178. It is an industrial warehouse. We're going to go ahead and click on the photo so that we can gain some more information. All right, from here, you have the address located at the top. You do have the ability to save and favorite the listing. If you do so, you can find it exactly right here where it says access your saves here. You'll find it under the My Work panel. Moving on, you also have the ability to quickly create a report on the property. Moving over, you also have the ability to see the trade area information. For example, it's going to give you information based on the area. So you have the median household income, which is $44,401. You have the median age, which is 40.2, the total population of 993, and then you have the tapestry market segmentation, which is Southwestern families. Moving down, you also have information for demographic facts and stats. You have the population information here. You can click on age, and that'll give you the age information as well. For Medley, at the average age, which is 40.2, first in comparison to Miami-Dade, which is 39.5, and then you have Florida as a whole, which is 42.8 on average. Moving down, it also gives you demographics based on children, tweens, teens, 20s, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60, 70, and over 80 as well. Moving on, you also have information based on married or unmarried adult ratios as well in Medley. Miami-Dade County, Florida, information on if they've never been married, for Medley, Miami-Dade County, and Florida. Also, for those that are married, their percentile, 43.33%, Miami-Dade County, 45.17%, and then Florida, 48.88%. Moving down, you also have information on those that are widowed in Medley, 5.7%, Miami-Dade County, 5.92%, Florida, 6.8%, and then divorced in Medley, 12.26%, Miami-Dade County as a whole, 12.18%, and then Florida as a whole, 12.49% as well. So I mentioned the Southwestern Families portion above. You can come down here under Consumer Segmentation. It's going to give you a little bit more information based on what it means by Southwestern Families. For example, you can go over here where you see Southwestern Families, hover your mouse over the I for information, and that'll give you more information. For example, it says for Southwestern Families, residents in these neighborhoods are young families primarily located in the Southwest. Children are the center of households that are composed mainly of married couples with children and single-parent families. Grandparents are caregivers in some of these households. Many are limited English-speaking households. Much of the work-age population is employed in blue-collar occupations, specializing in skilled work as well as building maintenance and service jobs. Spending is focused on the family at home entertainment. Data source is coming from Esri Tapestry Segmentation. It was recently updated as of 2022, which is updated annually. You also have the description if you want to know what elders is. You would just do the same thing, hover over the I. And then if you want to see unclassified, it'll give you more information based on unclassified. This section also includes information based on sprouting explorers as well. Just wanted to make sure to mention that you can see the definition of these meanings by simply going over the I. For example, we have top tapestry segments, Southwestern Families. It's going to give us the number percent of households, which is 298, which makes up 77.6%. Lifestyle group, Southwestern homes that are considered sprouting explorers. Urbanization group, which is urban periphery. The residence type is single family within the area. We also have information for household type, which is married couples. The average household size, which we're showing to be almost 3 on average. We have the median age for Medley, which is 35.2. The diversity index, which is 80.5 for sprouting explorers. And then we also have information here for senior styles as well, which is suburban periphery. Moving down, you have information for single family high rise, mobile homes or seasonal that they're interested in. Then you have the married couples without kids as well. So these reports are great. They do provide a lot of different information based on the trade area. Moving up, we're going to go back to the property that we were just looking at so that we can look over some more information. So you do have a section here for my updates. You do have the ability to add a photo of the property, and then you also have the ability to include additional notes on the property. All you have to do is type here and then click Save. All right, moving back. We also have the information for the list price, which we're showing $750,000. We also have information based on the last time it was sold back in July the 28th of 2017. It sold back then for $290,000 as well. It's going to also give us the information based on the price per square feet, which is $342. Moving down, it also gives us basic facts that this is an industrial property. There's only one unit, and it's giving us the days that it's been on RPR, which is 30 days. You can also find the zoning information below, along with the year that it was built, back in 2007. And the current owner has owned the property for 6 years. The current building square footage is 2,192 with a land use of industrial. Moving over, you have access to the photos of the current listing. You can click to see additional photos as so, or you can click this button in order to see if there is a history of other photos from previous listings. This one I'm not showing any photos from a previous listing. It looks like this is the first listing that includes photos for the property. But if it ever was previously listed, you'll see the history located here at the bottom. Moving down, you have the description of the property being provided by the listing agent. Moving over, you have access to seeing the property on the map. You also have the ability to collapse the card if you do not want to see the map. But if you do want to keep the map, you can, of course, click expand. You can do the same thing for description. For example, you can click in the top right corner to collapse it if you don't want to see the description. All of the fields pretty more or less have that access if you don't want to see the information. Moving over, you also have information for additional resources such as Valuate, which analyzes the investment potential of the property based on a capitalization rate. Moving down, you also have information for Crexi, CompStack, and climate change. Moving over, you have information for the property facts. And then you also have the ability to input your own changes using the columns here. Moving down, we have information for who listed the property right here. Also the phone number, along with the email address and the website as well. Moving down, you have access to the property features. This section is from the listing agent. And then you also have the information coming directly from the county under public. Moving over, it's going to give you the source of where the listing's coming from. So this listing is coming from Crexi. Crexi provides a lot of commercial properties in RPR. Moving down, you have information based on the history of who's been a tenant within the property. For example, we have Express Trading LLC, Elvis J. Fierro, who is the manager. Business start date was 12/17/2012. If you ever notice that there's missing tenants, you do have the ability to add another tenant using this button here. Moving down, you also have information based on the owner of the property, located right here, along with the amount of time that they've owned the property. And then you have access to their mailing address as well. And the vesting information, which is a company corporation. Moving down, you have information for the location details, such as the flood zone. It's giving you the flood zone code of AH. And you can also add some additional details under location details by clicking this plus sign. Moving down, you have the legal description coming directly from the county record. Moving down, you also have information based on, this section will show you under listing history, the current listing changes. And then if you want, you can also see the times that it was previously listed by clicking the button. So it looks like in the past it's been listed for rent. Moving over, you have more information based on the previous rentals. And then you have the time that it sold back in April 24th, 2017, along with the listing number and the price that it sold for. Moving down, you do have the ability to compare records. And then you have the information based on the previous times that the property has been sold via the public record history. So you do have the ability to look up deeds, mortgage information, tax information, and a history when the property was distressed as well. From here, we're going to generate a trade area report. In order to do so, you're going to go all the way up to the top. Go over here to the right where you see create a report. I'm going to give that a click. And then from here, you have the ability to select trade area report. Also want to make sure to mention that you do have the ability to customize this report by removing segmentations of the report. For example, if you do not want the marital status section to show in the report, all you have to do is simply unselect it. If you want to remove traffic counts, you can do so as well by unselecting. You can do that to any portion of the report. So that we see all of the information in the report, I'm going to continue and keep all of the sections here. All right, moving down. You do have the ability to personalize your report if you want to email it, so you can include the recipient's name. You enter their name here, and then from here you can leave a little message. Here is an updated trade area report for zip code 33178. From there, you have the ability to download the report as a PDF, or you can email it, and then you enter the email address right here as an example. And then click Run Report. If you select Display Now and then click Run Report, it's going to take about 2 minutes or so in order to generate that report. Once done, you'll have a little bell. If you have it activated, it will make a sound. Or you can simply find that you have a report ready right here. Just simply give it a click. Then you go down to Trade Area Report, and then you'll find that report over here on the top left. And then all you have to do is click on the name of the city. From here, we have the Commercial Trade Area Report for Miami, Florida, 33178. In the beginning of the course, we customized and included our profile photo and our logo. And then you also have information for your title here, along with your brokerage information at the bottom. This is the cover page that's generated as a part of your trade area report. Moving down, we have the trade area details. We have the 2022 income provided by Esri, the median household income, which is reflecting as $96,254. We also have the 2022 report provided by Esri, which gives us the median age, which is 39 years. We also have the 2022 key demographic indicators, giving us a total population of 69,927. And then over here, we also have the first dominant segment, which is upcoming families. From down here, it's going to give us an explanation of what that means under consumer segmentation. So we have the tapestry segments located here. We have the upcoming families, the elders, the boom burbs, the professional pride, and workday drive as well. Moving down, it's going to give us statistics, employment information, education, their preferred activities, financial information, media, and vehicular information here at the bottom. Moving down, we have a breakdown of the very first segment that is most popular in the area 33178, which is up incoming families. So it's going to give us a breakdown here. Moving down, we have the next largest segment, which is the elders. They make up 11.6%, and you have their information here and a breakdown of the meaning. Moving down, we have the next group, the boom burbs, making up 11.5% of the households, and a breakdown of that information as well, located here. Moving down, we have the next segment, making up 11%, professional pride. You have the breakdown of the meaning here. Then we have the next group, workday drive, as well, with their information. And then we have one of my favorite parts, which is the population comparison. So we have the total population. We have the total Miami-Dade County population, along with Florida's population. And then the orange line represents the projected population growth by 2027. Moving down, we have the population density. For 33178, we have 1,912. And then projected by 2027, 1,905. Then we have the current numbers for Miami-Dade County. And then the projected growth by 2027. And then for Florida as well, and the projection by 2027. Moving down, we have the population change since 2010. 33178, it has gone up by 62.84% for the population. We have the Miami-Dade County's growth has gone up by 9.73% since 2010. We also have for Florida, as well, 17.62%, and a projected growth of 3.07% by 2027. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is a little research. We're going to go up here, and then we're going to go down to commercial site selection. Okay, you do have the ability to pull demographic data based on a city, state, zip code, or by county. Okay, for this example, we're going to look at the same zip code that we did earlier, which is 33178. And then it's going to show up down here on this list under Miami, Florida, 33178. All you have to do is give it a click. And then from here, you can look up demographical information based on attributes. For example, we're going to go down here to select an attribute. We're going to select who they are. And then we're going to select an attribute based on income. We have the ability to search based on median household income, average household income, income per capita, median disposable income, average disposable income, highly disposable income, low disposable income as well. So what we're going to do first is we're going to look at the average disposable income and then click OK. And from here, in order to generate the report, we're going to go over here where you see Run Analysis and give that a click. From here, we have the average disposable income based on the zip code 33178 broken into segments. In order to see those segments, you're going to scroll down here. For example, you can click on the first one. And then from here, what it's going to do is it's going to show us the segments descending that have the highest disposable income. For example, we have the first segment here. I just gave it a click. And it's going to show us the average, which is reflecting as 147,777. In order to locate where that segment is at, you're going to scroll up. You're going to see that area boundary highlighted in a lighter purple. From here, you can do a trade area details report like we did earlier, or you can look up public records, or you can search for listings from this menu. Moving down, we can look at the next segment as well by selecting it, and that's going to give us the boundary for that area as well, right here. Scrolling down, we can see that that second area has a total disposable income of 125,751. So this is a general way of looking at the average disposable income based on segments on the map for 33178. Wanted to make sure I mentioned that you can continue to tailorize that report by coming up here where you see criteria match for average disposable income. You have a button there that says change. Now what we can go ahead and do is add some additional criteria. That way we have more information to look at. In order to do so, you're going to go down here where you see add more criteria. And what that's going to allow us to do is gain even more insight based on what is being spent within the area 33178. Now what we're going to do is go over here under select an attribute, and then we're going to select what they buy. Now what we're going to need to do is go over here and then make a selection. For example, we can see what's being spent on food. So we're going to go over here and click on food. And then from here, we can see several different options. We can see all food at home. From here, we can see all food at home, all bakery products and cereal, what they spend on bread, white bread, brown bread, cookies, fresh biscuits, rolls or muffins, fresh cakes, sweet rolls and donuts, fresh pies and tarts, all dairy, butter, ice cream, fruit and vegetables, fresh vegetables, dry fruit, bottled fruit juice, processed vegetables, canned dried vegetables and juice, meat and poultry, fish and eggs, beef, pork, lamb, poultry, seafood, and eggs, as well as some additional options further down. For this research, we're going to see what they spend on poultry, for example, to see if it might be worth opening up a shop where you could sell chicken sandwiches as an example. For here, we're going to click OK. Then we're going to click Run Analysis. We have this section here for criteria match filter. We have the lighter section for better, and then we have the darker section for best, based on if it should be a good location. Now what we want to do is hone in on the area that spends the most money on poultry. in the area 33178. In order to do so, you're going to hover your mouse over poultry. You're going to give it a click. Then what that should do is point the arrow down, and it'll give us the section that spends the most on poultry. We can click it in order to find that area. Find that area on the map. So it looks like the area that spends the most on poultry in the zip code 33178 is located in the southeastern portion, right here. If you would like, you can actually generate this as a report by clicking Get Trade Area Analysis Report, and then scroll down and click Run Report. And then from here, all you have to do is click Download Report. And from here, we have the information that we entered. We have the trade area analysis. It's going to give us the disposable average income for 33178 as of 2022. And then we have those segments broken down here based on the average disposable income along with the amount that they spend on poultry. From here, we're going to run another commercial site selection. This time we're going to keep who they are and their income, and then display the average disposable income. But we're going to add some different criteria. We're going to see how much they spend when they dine out. So we're going to click Add More Criteria. We're going to go here where you see Select an Attribute. And then from here, we're going to go to What They Buy. And then we're going to select what they buy dining out. So here we have a couple of different options. We have all dining out at restaurants, dining out at restaurants for lunch, dining out at restaurants for dinner, dining out at restaurants for snacks, and then we have dining out at restaurants for breakfast. So what we're going to go ahead and do is select all dining out. That way we have a full fill on how much is being spent in this area. From here, we're going to click OK. And then from here, we're going to input the zip code that we were looking at earlier, 33178, and then click Run Analysis. Okay, so we have the information that we were looking at earlier. We have the average disposable income here. Now we have how much they spend per year based on dining out. So what we're going to do is line it up again so that we can see where they spend the most. So we have this segment here. They spend a total of $8,015 annually on eating out. We're going to click it so that we can see it on the map. And it looks like it's going to be that same exact area earlier that we were looking at in 33178 in the southeast. So it looks like this would be the perfect area to open up a restaurant as an example. This concludes the RPR commercial class. What we went over today was how to update your profile and customize your settings. We went over how to search for commercial properties, how to search through the different views, how to generate a trade area analysis report, and we created a trade area report as well. Do want to make sure to mention that the commercial classes are returning effective at the end of May, so I look forward to seeing you in person. Thank you for watching and have a great day.